What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Herman Caicedo. Herman Caicedo is of course, Luis Ortiz's head trainer, and he was just talking about what went wrong and his reactions to Ortiz's loss and the plans for the future for Ortiz. You know, a lot of people thought that this is his last hoorah. You know, it could be, in my opinion, but the game plan is they did look positive for other possible fights. And he, meaning Herman, plans to target the loser of Ruiz Joshua. So if Ruiz loses to Joshua, he fights Ruiz. If Joshua loses to Ruiz, he fights Joshua. And that could be a very good fight because that's pretty much like, okay, the loser's ball, the loser's bracket. These guys fight each other to see where they're at. That only makes sense to me. I mean, I'm all for that because either way, whoever loses, that's still a tough fight. Because if Joshua loses and he fights Ortiz, that's a fight people wanted to see anyway. Let that be done. If Ruiz loses, he fights Ortiz, and that'll be a tricky fight because Ortiz has the height and reach on Ruiz. Ruiz has, of course, the speed. The power is pretty much equal. The age factor belongs to Ruiz, that would look like a good fight, too. If they definitely made that fight, I would want to see it. It could be on an undercard of another fight or a headlining fight. You know what I mean? Because those guys, they lost to two champions. So the fighters that lost to the champion should fight each other, And Herman Caicedo, Herman also said this. He said that Deontay Wilder, he needs all the credit, which he does. He should get credit for knocking out Ruiz, but he's already done that thus far. But one thing I can say about Deontay, he did not do any dirty tactics. I don't know if he was instructed or he was informed like, hey, or advised like, hey, don't punch behind the head, don't do anything that's illegal, which he didn't do. So that's one thing that I forgot to leave out of my fight study with Deontay Wilder. But to say he's one of the best in the world, he does what he always does, okay? He knocks you out. He has the power. It's not the skill, okay? So he's not that skillful. You know what I mean? He does what he does, and he's good with doing what he does because that's what he's been doing the whole time around, But logic tells you that somebody is going to get him, Just like Luis Ortiz. Luis Ortiz should have known by this second fight that he cannot stand in front of Deontay Wilder. And anybody that's seen my live stream when I was commentating live on this, I told him, why is he standing in front of Wilder? Why is his right foot inside Wilder's left foot, his pivot foot? Why is that the case? It should never be in front of his front foot. It's just stupid. It didn't even make sense. It's like he was begging for Deontay Wilder to hit him with that right. But for Herman to say, oh, well, he's the best, we gotta take our hat off to him. No, because, and here's the thing. Ortiz saying that Deontay Wilder is one of the best opponents. Of course, if you get beat by a fighter, that's your immediate humble go-to choice. To say, hey, you know what, he is the best. Nothing's wrong with that. However, Ortiz has to fight other competition so we can clearly see where Ortiz is at. Now, the good news about Ortiz is he wasn't badly hurt. He was just hit one time. So he didn't take a lot of punishment. You can call him 100 years old. You can call him 147 years old, 73 years old, 60 years old, whatever you want to call him. He's still a skillful fighter. I think he lacked head movement in this fight. That's the difference between Ortiz and someone like Fury, because Fury knew how to use proper head movement. Okay. But I'm definitely for the idea of Ortiz fighting the loser of that fight. Let's get these eliminators out. We have Deontay and Fury to worry about. Now we have Ruiz versus Joshua to worry about. So we have to have and see who the victor is out of that fight to see how that comes out. So, but yeah, I'm with Herman. I look forward to seeing that particular fight. You guys tell me what you think about Luis Ortiz taking on the loser of Ruiz and Joshua. Of course, please subscribe, and you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.